difficulty go for launch.
T-minus 30 seconds. The beta has landed.
Hello, you're looking at a live view of Beta as it awaits at a 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time launch from iSpace Launch Complex 1 on East Coast. My name is Nora Baker, I'm a data analyst here at iSpace. For tonight's mission, we will be placing the first and second elements of Gamma space station into a Low Droo Orbit. These two elements is the Gamma Space Lab module and power elements respectively. Now on your screen is the live view of Beta, our 60-meter, two-stage, liquid-fueled launch vehicle. The bottom two-thirds of the vehicle is the first stage. Its objective is accelerate the vehicle and payload through the Droo's atmospheres and then separate from the reed of the rocket. Tonight we're going to be attempting to recover this booster, and it's the first Block 4 Beta booster. Now at the top of the rocket is the payload fairing. You may have noticed that the fairing is wider than normal fairing. It's a variant of Beta fairing, which is designed to accommodate large payload. And it's about 5 meters in diameter. It protects the payload from aerodynamic heating, loads and contamination during the ascent portion of the mission. But, once we reach the vacuum of space, we'll jettison those fairing halves back to Droo, while the second stage continues to take the payload to orbit. It's a variant of Beta fairing, which is designed to accommodate large payload. And it's about 5 meters in diameter. Currently we're just inside 3 minutes from liftoff. Now the Beta is now moving into the final stage of the countdown. The vehicle remains in good health. Fuel loading is complete on both the first and second stages, and at 1 minute before liftoff you'll hear an announcement that Beta is in startup. That means the rocket internal computers are controlling the launch countdown. The Gamma continues to be go. The Beta team is tracking no issues on the rocket, and the range continues to be green for launch. If we don't launch today, we have a backup opportunity at the same time tomorrow. And at 1 minute before liftoff you'll hear an announcement that Beta is in startup. That means the rocket internal computers are controlling the launch countdown. The Gamma continues to be go. The Beta team is tracking no issues on the rocket, and the range continues to be green for launch. If we don't launch today, we have a backup opportunity at the same time tomorrow. T-minus 2 minutes, we're good for the ignition sequence on the main engines coming up in just 2 minutes. T-minus 2 minutes, we're good for the ignition sequence on the main engines coming up in just 2 minutes.
Beta in startup mode.
We've heard that startup call out, and we're now waiting for that final go for launch call out from our launch director.
Beta go for launch.
We have confirmation that all systems are go for launch. We've heard that startup call out, and we're now waiting for that final
T-minus 30 seconds.
call out from our launch director.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
So you can see Beta has successfully lifted off, carrying the Gamma Space Lab module and the power element to orbit. Moments ago we throttled the engines down in preparation for max Q, or the maximum aerodynamic pressure. And we should passing through max Q here in just a few seconds.
Beta through the maximum dynamic pressure.
We just threw the max Q. And in about 1 minute we'll have 4 events happening back to back. And that's main engine cutoff for MECO. Stage separation. Second engine start 1 and stage 1 boost back. So the first main engine cutoff? That's where all 9 IE1 engine that you can see burning right now will shut off. To slow down the vehicle down in preparation for stage separation. And there's where the first stage separates from the second stage. Then the single IE-VAC engine will ignite, carrying the payload to orbit. And the first stage will perform the boost back burn, making its way back to land on landing sites.
MECO.
Stage separation confirm.
So we have visual communication, that first and second stage had separation from each other, and the vacuum engine had ignited.
Stage 1 boost back burn started.
Fairing separation confirm.
And we have here the call out that fairing on the top of the upper stage had been jettisoned. We're 4 minutes into flight. First and second stage remain healthy. The first stage have reached the apogee. Next major milestone is stage 1 entry burn. At T plus 5 minutes. So you see the second stage engine is still burning bright. But on the first stage we have used most of our fuel during liftoff, and we only have so much hydrogen and liquid oxygen to make those 3 burn. So instead of firing all 9 engines, we're only going to fire 5 of those for the boost back and entry burn, the center engine, and 4 perimeter engines.
Stage 1 entry burn started. Stage 1 landing burn startup.
Have the start of stage 1 landing burn. This burn will last about 40 seconds. You can see it coming down towards the landing site there. And Beta has landed on landing site. There you can see on your screen. So from here we do have a coast phase followed up by the second burn of our second stage engine. This additional burn allows us to insert a low Droo orbit for the Gamma station more efficient than if we were to launch directly into our final orbit. That's just one of those quirks of orbital mechanics. And now our second stage will coast for about 6 minutes until we reach the apogee, which is the highest point of the orbit. Welcome back. You're looking at a webcast of the Gamma-1 mission. The mission has gone smoothly so far. We have successfully on-time liftoff and first stage landed. Next up will be the second engine ignition too. And the second stage will get a 300 kilometers orbit.
Second engine cut off. Orbital orbit insertion.
And there's the call from mission control. The second stage vacuum engine has shut down as planned. And we have get a perfect orbit. Very excited. So next up is payload deployment. Gamma station's module will separate from second stage, then deploy its solar array. And payload deployment confirmed. And the solar array will deploy in a few seconds.
Solar array deploy.
Very excited news you can see on our screen. We have successfully completed today's mission. That's going to conclude our coverage of today's webcast. So with it, we to thank you, the viewers, for turning and watching us. If you'd like to keep track of our future mission as well as the progress of this mission, be sure to follow us on Twitter or check out iSpace website. Thank you for joining us today, and see you next time.